conveying. What do you make of the way he put out the information and the information he put out?
Anyway, good morning to your listeners and to your team, Nancy and Eric and co. Honorable FODJOUR'S. I know him very well. He's a ranking member on Interior Subcommittee in Parliament. But on these grounds, I disagree with him with the tangent that he followed. Because when an airline comes or is heading towards Ghana, the institution that has full information and relates to other intelligence or security institutions is Ghana Civil Aviation and Ghana Airport Company. Because they are those that will be coming, or they will be directing you onto their asset area. I'm sure you understand me.
Yes.
So if an airline comes or decides to come to Ghana, these institutions will have the first-hand information, and then they relate with other institutions. Where there is something suspicious on the aircraft, I was there myself. It was even a Sunday, a very early morning. I was there. I got to the airport around 5:45 or so. We started our checks from about 6:30, if I'm not mistaken. And with our K9 unit, which is our dogs, we took them on board of the aircraft. They did all the necessary scannings and checks. Customs played their role, the national security played their role. We didn't find anything negative. So at the end of the day, we cleared it. So that is the routine or how things are done. So I'm wondering how an airline came into the country and left. And we, the intelligence and security institutions, are not those informing Ghanaians, but the MBP is rather the one informing Ghanaians about it and telling us even what was on board of the aircraft. So I'm glad the president has given us this directive, and I'm glad that he has directed that we work with him to give us all the information that he has. And we are going to investigate it. And then if it is true that the airline came and why we were not made to know, we will also take it up from there. That one I can assure you. But until then, or until the investigation is concluded, I can only cite his statements as being speculative.
Speculative?
Yes, because, even though he was speaking, someone would say more emphatically, but the evidence is not on the table. Except that maybe you saw something that I didn't see. But from what I know, I didn't see any evidence that can really confirm whatever he's saying. But
he was detailed. The flight, the airplane in question, the purpose, because he said one of them is actually like an air ambulance. And then you talk about the day they arrived in the country, the day they left. Those are not things that will be said by somebody who doesn't have clear evidence.
That is why the president said we should work with him and get all the information and then take it up from there. The investigations cannot be done by him. So based on this, basic info that he has given, arrival time is standard. Departure time is standard. But the question is, even if it is true that this airline came to Ghana, they didn't have that content that you are talking about. And were those content discharged in this country? The money, the cocaine, and other things that were cited, were they all discharged in Ghana? Or they were in transit? We will need to find out. If they were discharged, who were those who received the items or the consignment in Ghana? Who were they? How were they discharged to them? We will get to know all those things through the investigation. If only all that he's saying is true.
And I'm wondering what sort of evidence you'll be asking of him based on what he said.
Oh, but like you have said, he has given Ghanaians a date and time of the arrival of the aircraft. We need to confirm that date and time more or less with the civil aviation, because they are those who have that full records. Yeah, so they can tell you whether or not what the Honorable FODJOUR'S is saying is true. But you see, he went further to even cite that, there are cases that we have not even given Ghanaians updates. I think under this government, if not for anything, he should give us credit. Because there are serious cases of cocaine that we have arrested. And immediately they are arrested, they are made known to the public. Unlike their time. There were cases that they were arresting, they were telling the officers that we are in election year, so you cannot publicize them. You were hiding them from Ghanaians. But immediately we took office. Under the leadership of our boss, Brigadier General Manti, he will tell you, any case that we arrest must be made known to Ghanaians. So indeed, from the Nigerian national that we arrested, who had over 200 kg cocaine in his possession in this country, which, if from every indication, you can tell that they were not manufactured in this country. He brought it from somewhere. But it was not brought in under the NDC government. So how come you wouldn't arrest him? But he was arrested under our tenure. Among other things. But each time we make any arrest, so now, I think this is the second or third time that we have been talking about issues of cocaine. So it tells you that we are making it known to Ghanaians, and that is how come you get to know it and then we discuss it. So it is not true, first of all, that under the tenure of John Dramani Mahama, I mean, cocaine is becoming rampant, and then it's like people are getting involved in cocaine issues. No. Rather, the case is that under his tenure, arrest of cocaine cases are being done, and that we are not sleeping on the job. Our eyes are wide open, to the extent that wherever you have it, if you are keeping it in this country or we intend to bring it into this country, we are ready and waiting for you. It's not just cocaine. It includes every other thing: the red tablets, the marijuana, the heroin, and co. Okay, so I beg to differ from his argument. Yes, you may have some information, but whatever information that you have, the best people to have related it to is the security and intelligence organizations, which includes Narcotics Control Commission. But to come and expose it out like this, like I said, we can only cite them to be speculative. But as it were, the president has said that we should investigate it, even if it's speculative. We should go into it and then investigate it. So we will do that, and whatever truth that is behind it will definitely be unraveled.
Well, that's interesting because you seem not to be happy with the manner in which they approach the issue, put out these details out in the public rather than sharing with the security agencies involved for investigations. Are there serious implications to this that the member of parliament, ranking member on the Defense and Interior Committee, decides to hold a press conference to put out these details and allege that there's a lot more cocaine coming into the country since you came into power, knowing our recent past and the implication it has for our reputation as a country?
See, that is the point that I just dealt with by saying that it is not true that cocaine are coming into this country. Rather, the case is that this around the government in power is ready and is wild chasing every Tomate Canary who is involved in cocaine dealings, whether he or she is a Ghanaian or a foreign national. If you intend to bring it into Ghana, we are going to arrest you at the point of entry. If you are already in Ghana, wherever you are keeping it, we are going to look for you and arrest you. Example is the Nigerian guy that I told you about, Sana, where the guy was living and where he was keeping the cocaine. They are two different houses apart, far from each other.
I see.
Far from each other. And he has been in this country for years. The kind of property that you own in Ghana, you being a Ghanaian born and bred, you don't even have them. And he has been into this business for years. How come he was not arrested under the 8 years of Akufuado's government? How? But today, we spent the whole day. The day we arrested him was a Monday. So now, that whole day of Monday, we brought him into the office around 5 p.m. or 5:30 p.m. So the whole day was spent on him, looking out for him, moving to the various houses that he had to search, among others. And then they were able to arrest him. The worth of cocaine alone that he had on him was over $2 million. Over
$2 million worth of cocaine.
I am telling you. Over $2 million worth of cocaine.
And you said there's somebody who had many properties in the capital?
Yes.
I see.
So, it is not true that the trade in that illegal or illicit drug is becoming rampant. Rather, it is to tell you that this government is wide awake and is ready to change them. And the principle or the policy of my boss and the Brigadier Namante is that when we arrest you, we must make it known to Ghanaians. That is how come we are hearing them. But on this one that he is citing an air ambulance and another aircraft that he said came to discharge cocaine and money and so on and so forth, he who realizes must prove. You are the one saying it. So when the investigation commences, as a ranking member whom we know you may have certain information, we will call on you to provide us with every detail that you have, which can assist us to get to those who receive the money and those who receive the cocaine. And first of all, we even have to establish whether or not even that airline that we are even talking about even entered this country, as it were. And if it did he really discharge anything? Or it was just in transit, going somewhere else? So we have to establish all these things before we can then come to a conclusion that, somebody may be compromised his role or not. And if somebody did, the law would definitely take its course.
This is let me read this comment here. This is from Albert Bracco. He says this investigation shouldn't take days. With the info from the MP, there should be an update today. Is that too hopeful?
I know for sure, as of yesterday evening when I spoke with my boss, there was going to be some meetings today. So I'm sure maybe at the end of those meetings, where we need to communicate to the public, we will do so.
Well, let me conclude then by asking you, the president hinted at some $350 million worth of drugs that were impounded. Do you know about this?
Yes, that one too was done. It was a collaborative exercise between Nacoc and then former BNI, now National National Investigative Bureau. That name keeps on conflicting us. So I think, just by the way, they should go back to their old name so that we'll be very competent or very okay with them.
Okay, so it was a collaboration between the two entities, Nacoc and NIB.
Coming from the western region, but we intercepted it in the central region and arrested them.
From the western region?
Yes, please.
And which drugs are you talking about?
Oh, it was also cocaine, yeah.
$350 million worth of cocaine.
Well, cocaine is very expensive. I didn't even know that, but for me going there.
From the western region, you said it was going to central.
No, it was coming towards,
it was coming to the capital, okay.
Yeah, and then we intercepted it in central region.
I see.
The narcotics team and the BNI, I accosted them in central region.